Hi friends, Sarah here from Sunset Bow, doing an unboxing today of the Pam's Vintage Tarot, which I just received. This is one of those print-on-demand decks, so I got mine at, I believe the site is called Drive-Thru Cards, and I'm really excited about it. You know, I've seen a lot of the images of what these cards look like, you know, and again, what these are is the Rider-Waite-Smith images, but they've been kind of doctored a little bit to make them look more vintage. So I'm really excited about it. You know, if you've seen my deck collection video, you know that I do have a copy of the Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith, which I really love. I don't really use it for reading though, and I don't know why, because I have a pretty deep affection for the Rider-Waite-Smith images, but I just thought that, you know, this one looked kind of fun. You know, it looked sort of like an old fortune tellery kind of deck, you know, this kind of thing that I sort of want to have around Halloween time, that kind of thing. So I'm super excited about it. So here's the package that I got from drivetrucards.com. So I'll go ahead and tear into this puppy here. But so here is the deck. So it comes in a custom tuck box. You can see here at Pam's Vintage. I got the tarot size deck. This does also come in a bridge size, but I decided to go for the tarot size. So it shows here, you know, Pam's Vintage, original art obviously by Pamela Colman Smith and who restored it. And yeah, so I'm really excited about this. And this kind of gives a little bit of a hint of what it ends up looking like. You know, the actual cards, how the actual cards end up looking in terms of having that sort of aged vintagey look around the outside. But let's go ahead and pull out the deck and take a look. Let's see. Got another card there. No, that's just part of the tuck box. Okay. All right. So here's how the backings look. You know, you can see that they're the rose and lily backings, but again, very, very sort of aged, almost even beyond tea-stained looking. You know, they almost look like they've been burned a little bit, kind of singed. The cardstock of these is pretty nice, actually. It's got a pretty a nice finish to it. It feels a little bit like it has a bit of a linen texture to it, just the slightest bit of a linen texture. It's not, you know, it's not super thick, but it is pretty springy. It's got a nice feel to it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the fronts here. So one thing that this deck does come with is it comes with a couple of additional art cards of some more of Pixie's artwork. So there's some really pretty additional cards in here that do have, again, some of the aging and stuff on them, and they're really, really lovely. So here's this one, which almost shows kind of a hermit in the desert with the moon here. And then this one shows, again, looks like the same guy, but with the sun. So those are gorgeous, actually. I really like those cards. That's awesome artwork. And so here's the deck, and I'm actually gonna take a look here and see if I can find the majors. It looks like everything's in a little bit of reverse order, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start flipping them over from this side. But you can see here that for all of the cards, you know, they've been made borderless, which is awesome. They've been very, very deeply aged, so everything looks a little bit kind of brown and stained and very vintage looking. And then also the titles of the cards have been removed, so the majors only have the number at the top and no title at the bottom, which I really like. You know, I mean, it's the Rider-Waite-Smith. Do any of us really need to have the title at the bottom anymore? Once you get to a certain point, you really don't need to have it. But so I really like them. So here's the Magician, and again, I think this is such a cool look. The High Priestess. So, and I do love the rose and lily backs. They're, you know, I think they're a really beautiful, really cool looking back. So, so I like that as well. Here's the Empress, and here's the Emperor. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of, here we go, find the end of the majors here, so I'm not going to go through every single card because we've all seen the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery, but I just thought, you know, it'd be nice to kind of look at some of the cards and just take a look at, you know, how they turn out with this aging process on them. They feel like they're going to have a nice shuffle too, I have to say. They're very slippery. They feel like a high quality playing card. So yeah, I really, really like this aging process and how that's, you know, really made the cards look a little bit different. In addition to the aging, they've also added a little bit of kind of what looks like some actual intentional scrolling in the corners there, so almost like some little decoration. So yeah, let's take a look at some of the minors and see how they look. We'll take a look here at the cup suit. So again here, you know, in the minors, the courts don't have any title at the bottom, so you know it's but again, obviously, you know, that is not something that you really need once you get to a certain point. And then the minors also, there's no numbers on these at all, so you know, again, it's a pure recognition, or you know, counting exercise, I suppose, if you needed to, but it's mostly just a matter of recognition in terms of actually using these cards. But I really like the look of them, and I like the aging, and I like how that makes everything, I don't know, it gives it that kind of, like I said, sort of mysterious, you know, kind of Halloween fortune teller feel, with the aged look, and then, you know, the fact that the minors in particular are just images with no additional words or numbers or, you know, any other additional information on them. So yeah, I really like them. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just take a quick gander through some of the rest of these. They're definitely cool looking. So there's the wands, and here's the swords. Obviously, you know, nothing about this imagery is surprising to anybody, but it does look very cool in the way that the images have been manipulated. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to go ahead and give these a shuffle and see how they feel. Oh, they shuffle really nicely. They're, like I said, they do feel very much like a high quality playing card. They're nice, and oh yeah, really nice shuffle on these. I really like that. So yeah, I'm excited about these. I have a feeling that I will actually be using these to do readings, just because I enjoy the feel and the look of them so much. You know, and again, I mean, I do love Pixie's artwork. I mean, it you know, it's iconic, but you know, it always feels a little bit boring to just kind of read with the US Games Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but this just gives it a little bit of extra character and flavor, and I really enjoy that. And I do really love how this shuffles. It's a nice cardstock. It's a nice size. And yeah, that's lovely. So anyway, so just wanted to show off my newest deck. So again, this is Pam's Vintage. This is something that you can get on you know, those print-on-demand card sites. So the one I got mine from is Drive Through Cards, and I think the stock and everything that they've used for this deck is actually really quite nice. I know you can also get them on Game Crafter, I think is the other one, and then I know also the creator has some of them for sale on Etsy, but from what I understand, you know, the prices vary from site to site, and the Etsy ones are most expensive, but what you get on Etsy is basically the same as what you would get ordering them directly from the manufacturer. So and yeah, it came quite quickly. It only took a couple days to get it printed, and then they shipped it out priority, so I got it quite quickly. So yeah, so Pam's Vintage Tarot, really liking this deck, and I think I'm gonna have some fun reading with this and kind of, you know, rekindling my romance with the Rider-Waite-Smith. So so very cool. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.